KK from Tema says, good evening, Ben and crew. Coach is questioning Chelsea's credentials after winning the Conference League.
I told you they would come from.
He pointed out that Chelsea hasn't been performing well, reason they are even in the tournament. Meanwhile, he's failing to highlight United's struggles, finishing 8 places lower than Conference League qualification spots, which speaks volumes about their pedigree and lack of quality to even participate in the so-called Dondo competition
when
next season.
When you open the United,
the cup looks
when
like
you open the United trophy,
honestly,
the get actually, would you allow Liverpool to put that cup inside?
No, I don't do
I spoke honorable Koda that men sign code. They are celebrating better trophy. Would you allow Liverpool to put that trophy in their cabinet?
I won't do that.
You might patch way in a language.
Let's talk about that, yeah. Let me start with you on that note. I mean, are you afraid that Chelsea fans will speak on it?
Oh no,
Speak on it. Anyway, I was disappointed in Real Betis because I thought that they could have wrapped that game up in the first half. Could have easily gone 3-0 up, some way, somehow. Just only scored 1 goal. It was really shocking to me, and they didn't come out to play at all in the second half. Flat energy wise,
they look tired.
I don't know, man.
Well, the thing is, we've seen this happen before. When you play against a team that is better than you, and the chances come your way, you have good momentum. You have to put them away. We saw that last season in the Champions League final, Dortmund and Real Madrid. We saw it. Chance after chance after chance after chance. Dortmund had it, and they blew all of them away. Real Madrid had a couple of chances that bang, bang, bang. They scored the goals, and they ended up winning the title. And so what happened on Wednesday, it didn't surprise me that Chelsea came out strongly in the second half, and they delivered the goods. Mainly because Enzo Maresca, honestly, he got away with it. Because the selections that he made to start the game, it was almost suicidal. Because you started Trevor Chalobah and Badiashile. How many times have those two guys played together in a competitive game?
I was so shocked when I saw Badiashile. I hadn't seen him in such a
that was off. Number 2, he picked Malo Gusto ahead of Reece James, which was another weird decision. Very awkward. And like I said, he got lucky.
Yeah. Do you think he would have done that in the Champions League? Or in the... He himself acknowledged that the cup Eniechi.
No, but that was the final game.
Yes, small cup.
I know. It's an Apuskeleke cup. But at the end of the day,
time out.
Abeku say the cup be a punchy cup. You think Apuskeleke? Charlie, what you put it?
Time out.
What do you mean by that? I know it's an Apuskeleke cup.
What do you mean by that?
You see the way the sheep I know you see the way the Apuskeleke is. It's an inverted Apuskeleke.
I've not heard that word since I was in primary school.
Bro, like,
how can you say
no,
this?
You see, the Apuskeleke, it goes like this.
Okay.
You know, like at the base it's very broad, but the top is very narrow. But in this case, the cap is inverted because the top is big, but the down is very narrow. So Apuskeleke,
I can't believe this.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So yeah,
Charlie,
Enzo Maresca,
it's a cup. Don't do this.
Enzo Maresca, he really got lucky. That first things first.
That starting lineup was arrogant.
Yes, first things first. Real Betis messed their chances up. Secondly, he got lucky in the sense that his decisions didn't come back to haunt him. In the sense that he got the chance in the second half to make those changes. Brought in Reece James, and Reece James even admitted to it in the post-game presser that he got hurt when the first team, the starting lineup was announced, and he wasn't in it. He said he was really hurt, and that was very dangerous, very risky from Enzo Maresca. But he got away with it because in the second half, Cole Palmer showed up, and they were able to take advantage of Real Betis's. Can I say lack of experience? No, I wouldn't say lack of experience.
It is a lack of experience.
Legacy in front
their
of
first European final. It's a lack of
but
experience.
But they've not been to a semi-final before.
Yeah, but you look at some of the players in the team,
and even their manager,
their manager. And so for me, I'll put it down to experience. I'll put it down to the Spanish mentality, like the football mentality. Like, we're still going to attack. We are still going to attack. Once you kept on attacking, you kept on opening spaces up for Chelsea to hit you on the counter attack. in open play.
But the goals weren't anyway.
Maybe they wanted a security goal.
No,
I don't know, because
especially on a day on a night when you kept on missing chances. No, I think they should have been a little bit proactive. No, not proactive. A little bit conservative with their approach, and not still be gung ho. And that for me, it came back to haunt them.
Anyway,
and, for Chelsea, it's been a good campaign for them. The way they ended it, looking at the fact that they ended up qualifying to the Champions League, and managing to win a proper trophy, and this being the first year of Enzo Maresca's stay at the club.
It's important for them.
Yes, very, very important, and it gives them that now more or less the project can really take off. The project can really take off.
Giving the project legs.
Yes, because now Todd Bowley came in, he and his crew came in, new owners, and
I didn't want anything.
Already now they have a trophy, and so now the project can take off, and it will be very interesting to see how this time around their off season they streamline their expenditure, because in previous transfer windows it has been a bit too scattergun, and that's where they should be leaning towards, trying to streamline the team or their purchases to ensure that the team has a lot of quality now, and not quality but needing a bit more room to improve, because they are too young, they are too inexperienced in certain competitions. Those are the things that they need to avoid moving forward. And I think the team will be able to be strong contenders for the Premier League title coming.
Ben, the final on Wednesday just told me one thing about Maresca, that I think he's still got a lot to learn. Yeah, he's still got a lot to learn ahead of next season. And look, you've won the Conference League, you already qualified for the Champions League. Now you're going to play in the elite competition. Look, listen to Cole Palmer after the game. Listen to Cole Palmer, and I don't know if you watched the game carefully. That final Cole Palmer played in was one of his best performances in a long while, since the turn of 2025. And you know
probably his best performance this year.
You know why? He said something at the press conference. He said he was sick and tired of the sideways, backwards, and non-progressive passes. And it's down to Maresca. He should stop this Pep discipleship thing with 1,000 passes in your own half. Like at the end of the match, you've played whatever passes and you are not clinical in the final.
I agree with you, because to be honest, Chelsea have been at their most dangerous this season in transition.
And you see,
when they go one pass up or quick pass to the wings, and then.
And I'm saying this because I've paid careful attention to Chelsea in the league. Some of the games that I thought that if they went very direct, and it's clear, like I don't know why he's struggling to see that you've got pacey wingers, you've got a striker that likes to have the ball at his feet. Look at there was one opportunity from Jackson. The one he pushed the ball and then
he overhit that bad.
Those are the signs. Those are the signs. No. Those are, I don't know what Maresca.
It's like you're frustrated, like you can see them, but your coach
like he can't see. I've not been to the coaching whatever. But you see, there are some times when you need to move away from. Go and ask Postecoglou. Postecoglou realized that his Ange ball, the expansive whatever he was doing,
won't win him a final.
It won't win him a final. Watch Spurs from the quarters to the final of the Europa League. He said he moved away from his style of play. He was pragmatic. Those are some of the times that Maresca would like. Those are some of the moments he would have to do or take up. You've got talent, and then you're playing plenty passes,
and then he likes to put players in strange positions.
Like leave Pep to do his thing.
Strange positions. We saw the starting lineup.
Leave Pep to do his thing. So look,
Razak Simpson on the right side of a 3-man midfield.
Yes, I thought that. And just to finish up, I thought that now when he went with Gusto and who did he even young? I think it was Gusto. He brought in Reece James. What did that mean? It backfired. The plan he started with backfired. Plan A. Reece James came onto the pitch. Reece said when he was coming, he told the coach that coach Beshin, relax. And when he went on, I don't know if you saw, he called the players. And it was down to experience. That's why they won the game.
Sure.
I mean, if you look at Chelsea's starting 11 and you want to compare it to that of Betis, I think in terms of quality, there's a huge whatever.
Chelsea's way ahead.
Look at the midfield. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and Cole Palmer. Combine these players plus Isco and whatever. Charlie. Next season will be a.
Let me give the last word on Chelsea too. I don't know if you want to have a word on that.
Oh, a little bit.
Just quick thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, look, this was the bare minimum for their season. Champions League win, Conference League. We said it that per the money they spent, per what we are expecting, per the season they are meant to have.
This is your minimum expectation.
I didn't think they would make it.
The opponents they played in the
I didn't think they would make it. I thought that their last
Noah and Lygia was.
I thought that their last few games were too difficult, but they managed 6 out of 7, which was unimaginable to me.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
I
to them
think
for
they
that.
lost just one game.
Yeah,
There was
Newcastle,
one game
just Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
No, there was one other game in the Conference League. They lost at
They
home.
lost- they
I think they
lost-
beat the opponent by.
Liga was here or you
Yes, they
one
beat
of
them at their home by 4 goals or something.
and
came
they
to
lost
lose,
at home. Exactly. So the Conference League they worked it very easy. Like that's what we expected. So I mean, and look, I disagree with coach that they shouldn't celebrate. I understand what coach is saying, that a club of Chelsea's magnitude should not have been there in the first place. I get it.
That phrase is so funny to me.
I get it.
But you see, is this not how the Europa League started?
No,
But
you
I'm
see-
saying, is this
but
not how we
even
had a
this- but you
conversation
see-
about
no,
the
no, no,
Europa
no,
League not being whatever?
Even that,
Yeah.
is a bit different, because at the time when they started European competition, they had the Champions League first.
And
Before
the Cup Winners' Cup.
Before they brought the Cup Winners' Cup, and then they brought the UEFA Cup. But back then, only the champion qualified for the Champions League. So second, third, fourth were all in the UEFA Cup. So there was some gravity. It was later when they started bringing fifth and sixth into the.
And the teams weren't as many.
That's when people lost respect for the UEFA Cup / Europa League. That's why they had to say the winner goes to the Champions League. It's because the Champions League has become big. So, but me, I'm a simple man. Celebrate all your wins, big or small. Whether coach says it's lightweight or not, celebrate, enjoy. It's your time to enjoy. So don't worry. Next week, we start working again. Club World Cup is coming.
Sit down. Where are you going? Now listen. You see, I understand the Chelsea faithful. Every trophy is a trophy. I understand them. But the point I'm making is that I won't accept this trophy in Manchester United cabinet. In Qatar, we all know the history of the Conference League. Teams had to go begging UEFA, team from Azerbaijan and Armenia, and those. They won't get a chance to play in any European competition. Georgia,
Which is why the Conference League was created.
That is it.
To democratize European football.
But Charlie, Chelsea travel pound, then go Kazakhstan, then say
Don't go and see.
So the point I'm making is that
Next season, do you know the Azores in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? Santa Clara.
should Man United play 7, and they shouldn't even play 7. They should rather get relegated than to play in the Conference League. I'm telling you.
Hold on. It is his opinion. Please
Get relegated. Go and come. You mean back to the Premier through the playoff game and make up.
You mean you would rather go to the championship than
and
play the Conference League?
the one that Sunderland and these people play. Sheffield. That gives me more money and more recognition than the Conference League. What are you talking about? These are the things they don't want to hear, but I'll tell them. I'm giving you the history of the Conference League today. People went to beg. They went to beg.
You are disrespecting Jose Mourinho.
I'm not.
You are.
But Mourinho himself said that Roma hadn't won things in years, so it's good they have to go there.
Yeah.
But Chelsea just recently, you were winning Champions League.
Yeah, you're a big boy in
You're
football.
a big boy in football.
Yeah.
You jubilate, okay, Warsaw, okay, Peter, okay, John.
But
these were stout disciples of God.
But if they are lost to you, you'd have trusted them for losing.
No, I told a certain Chelsea. You see, remember the day I came and say, look at UEFA recognition. If you win, you don't even play Super Cup. They are trying to get a 4th competition so that they will play.
But I want to put it on record that you have said here that United, you are better off getting relegated to play in the championship.
I'm telling you honestly,
than to play in the Conference League.
The day United qualify for this Conference League, I will move straight to England and go meet Jim Ratcliffe and go and tell them play. What is Conference League? Play the Conference League. It's a waste. Look at Chelsea themselves. Look at the way they approach the tournament. There are 2 teams.
Yeah, that's true.
They should go and do the 2 teams in the Champions League. They'll be playing next season. Let's see.
I mean,
these are hardcore facts and truth that you don't want to hear.
They didn't even register Copa.
They didn't register Copa. So you did acknowledge that Kapenya Emiechi. Whether you like it or not, Emiechi. Manuel Pellegrini was a bit disappointing. Look, I agree with whatever y'all said.
In that first half, it should have been game over. The moment it was not game over, you rather expected them to sit back and play on the counter.
Yeah.
Rather seesaw, to and fro, go I come. What sort of football was that? In the final, just a week earlier, somebody had taught you how to do it.
Yeah.
Ange, he's taught. Are you more chaotic than that man?
Nope.
Pellegrini,
Especially when your chances, you weren't converting them. You could
the
tell that it wasn't your night.
Way, you were not converting. So make 4-1. Make yourself very difficult. Look, the last time I saw this score in the major final was the World Cup in Russia, isn't it? When France beat Czech. Is it
Croatia
4-1, 4-2. And in recent time, that has been the one-sided World Cup final. So isn't it?
Yeah.
One-sided World Cup final. So the point I'm making is that we all knew that player for player, Chelsea had the better team.
Yep.
All they needed to do was to show up. Once they show up and their players get on the ball, they win it. So I was a bit shocked when Mr. What's the name of the Chelsea coach?
Maresca.
He decided to be this. I don't know what that.
Overthinking.
I don't know. This is not
Pep Guardiola things. Overthinking.
What are they talking?
I'm sure because he had qualified for the Champions League, he was sort of saying, after all, what I was brought to do, I have achieved. Let me show faith in the guys that has gotten me to this point, up to this point. That was his thing.
Yeah, that's true, because he stuck with the team
that started the whole tournament most often. At least he brought back
even
Williams,
the goalkeeper too.
the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He didn't go for his first choice goalkeeper. He stuck to the one who is being the goalkeeper throughout the tournament. That is what most coaches would do. But I think in that last 30 minutes, that was where Chelsea showed their class. When Palmer got on the ball and he tweaked the system a bit, gave Palmer a bit of a free roll.
Yeah.
I agree with Cole Palmer when he said that the passing, this Chelsea team is not a passing
It's
team.
laborious.
They are not a passing team. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo and co. These are transitional players. Players who want, because they are not too technically good, when they get the ball, they want to pass it away quick.
That is very hard for me.
Pass it quick.
It's hard for me to stomach when you spend over 200 million on a midfield that can't really be assured in possession.
Unfortunately, those are the players they've gone for.
That's
Those are the players they've gone for. So whenever Kopama, who is a bit calm, look at the goal that Nicola Jackson scored.
Yeah.
Look at Kopama. When he received the ball, he stamped on the ball, pretended as if he was not interested in whatever he was
and
going
then did
to
a
do next.
thing.
And the defender, what is he doing? He also just to bele. It was bele. After fan about the ball, you understand? And so when Palmer just stood on the ball and decided as if he was not going to move, the guy didn't just turn him. He reminded me of the World Cup when Leo Messi turned the Man City defender. That is okay. The ball is touch la. So look, Manuel Pellegrini, with all his experience, not taking anything away from him, he's a top manager.
Yeah.
But on the day,
Yeah.
I think he did not react. And like Susu said, all of a sudden they looked very tired. They were not running back. They were not closing down the Chelsea players like they started in the first half. And that was very, very shocking to me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Chelsea won. You want to add that to your cabinet because you know you are a smaller team.
They say they are.
Yeah, they know.
They say they are the first team to win all the European
Look
titles.
at that.
Yes.
Forcefully
but that's
associating yourself with mediocrity.
That's because the other teams have never had to play in the
They
conference.
won't not.
Unless you want to
I mean, they don't want to play.
There are Chelsea
fans.
fans. There are other Chelsea fans who want to also argue that their midfield is not a ball possession. Boss, your midfielders can't pass. Don't do this argument. Enzo Fernandez.
200 million midfield and they can't pass. I'm scared.
That's the truth.
The profiling of the players. That's what
Enzo Fernandez.
No. When you guys say
Caicedo.
can't pass, I think it's a bit too harsh.
No. We are situating it in
They
context.
can't control the tempo of a game.
Yes,
That's what we are saying. No,
you need to pass the ball.
I mean, we are not obviously saying that you can't pass, basically.
If you have a 200 million midfield, there shouldn't be any weakness in the
There should
I
not.
agree.
There should not.
But this is a very weak midfield.
There should not. Anyway.
Weak though, better than what I have at Manchester United
Yeah.
though. But the fact of
That's
the
what
matter
the Chelsea fans want to hear.
no, you see, I am not a hypocrite. What is me? These are things that I will easily admit. I will take Caicedo, but when I bring Caicedo, I will bring him somebody who can help him control the game.
That's true.
Not play very chaotic.
But that's what Enzo is.
So the fact
to
of
do.
the matter is that they've won the cup, the conference. Go and add it to your trophy cabinet and say you've won every year. Then people, how do you qualify for the Champions League? How do you qualify for the Europa League? How do you qualify to the Conference League? Then okay, but
Congratulations to Chelsea.
But I don't want to say something.
Yeah.
Come for me.
Chelsea weren't meant to play in the Conference League. If you remember, they were going to play in the Europa League.
Yeah.
And they were hoping that Man City will beat Manchester United.
And the Manchester United went to win the FA
You
Cup.
remember, and I sat there and I told them that. No ni Chelsea ke ba ye. Ball no ayo le gamie. Moko ba ye. Inyema yo ye bi. We will not allow that to happen. They say coach, I say Manchester City will beat us for you to go and play in the Europa League. It will not happen.
In the end, it's like Manchester United did them a favor because I'm not sure they would have won the Europa League.
Oh no.
That one there would have been a lot. They wouldn't have been able to rest the players the way they're resting, do their two teams and that kind. I'm not sure about that. It would have been a lot more difficult. So maybe Manchester United did them a favor. They should say thank you.